Hi, I'm Krista. Welcome to the channel. I'm recording this on Valentine's Day, so if you happen to see this video on Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day. And if you're seeing it after, I hope you've had a great Valentine's Day. But I felt like I was being drawn today to do a reading about self-care and self-love, and I kept hearing home, as in home is where the heart is. And I'm not quite sure what that means yet, or if we'll even get the meaning, or if that is just a symbol for someone out there. But let's go ahead and pull some cards and see what your guides have to say today. Okay, so if things look different, it's because I just had absolute chaos happen behind the camera. All the lighting fell, things shifted, and so I was trying to get everything back into focus. And I kind of feel like that is part of the reading because we pulled the Knight of Feathers, which is the Knight of Swords, and it's action, focus, and of being determined to do something no matter the roadblocks that can come into our way. And maybe for you, the energy lately has been chaotic, that things have been coming up, unforeseen things. And I feel the star, the swan card, is showing up as a way of saying these things are going to become less chaotic, or that you will find peace in the chaos. And I'm hearing them say that you have found peace amongst the chaos. And to me, that ties back to that home is where the heart is channel at the beginning of this reading. That either you have found a way to bring that sense of home back to yourself, or that you're finding ways to bring that feeling back to center. And I feel when Spirit says home, they're talking about home within the heart, like home within your soul. What are the things that make you feel at home within yourself? And that you've either found those things or you're about to find those things. They're saying like having a place to center yourself, to go back to yourself. And just like your home is a resting place, it's a place outside of the world to go into and nurture yourself. And they're showing me that as a metaphor of the chaos happening outside of ourselves, that we can return home inside of ourselves to seek comfort and peace. That, like this coyote in the card, we can focus on what needs to happen. We can focus our energy on our own path right now and not let external things hinder us from doing so. When everything seems to be crashing down, we can still take a moment to breathe and connect to ourselves and find that inner peace and find that connection to the divine, and then be able to stay focused and take action towards the things that we feel called to take action to. And they're saying, because you are this beautiful swan. And it's funny, I picked this Valentine here. It says, a wise old owl said, you would be my Valentine. And I feel that you are the wise old owl. You are a swan that has learned these life lessons. You have the wisdom now to float around these obstacles, and this plan here to me looks like an obstacle and the swan's kind of gliding around it. That you have that ability about you to do these things. I'm hearing that phrase, water off a duck's back. And right now there are sirens outside. And it's like everything right now is just chaos. Like everything is stopping me from trying to do this reading and trying to put this reading out today. And I feel that is a reflection of what is going on with you. And I'm also hearing Spirit say, that's why we're doing this self-care reading today, because you have been so graceful and elegant in managing all of this. And we are encouraging you to take this time for yourself, to do something for yourself. Okay, we have the Queen of Crystals, Comfort, Prosperity, and the King of Crystals, Courage and Commitment. And I feel these cards are representing you right now in this very balanced energy between the masculine and the feminine. And in this deck, this hedgehog represents nourishing and grounding and being connected to the earth and nourishing yourself. But I also feel the quills in the hedgehog represent this kind of self-protection, of setting boundaries, and that is that balance of masculine and feminine energy that you may have acquired, of knowing when to help and knowing when to save that energy for yourself. And with the King of Crystals here, the guidebook says the tiger is a natural leader and supports others in their goals while consistently working toward meeting their own. He's satisfied with his life and enjoys his peaceful place of retreat whenever he needs to unwind. Again, it's Spirit's way of saying about going home within yourself when you need to take a break and to give yourself that self love and self care. It says Tiger is your guide in making a commitment to a long term goal and reminds you that you can reap rewards just as he has done. Take pride in your achievements and be on the lookout for great opportunities. And it's this great balance of helping others, being that Queen of Pentacles, but at the same time being a leader and taking charge of your own projects and the things that you want and having the balance between the two energies. Of course, this was what came out. Schedule yourself in. Exactly. I feel like this reading is just about you needing to make sure that you have time for self-care and time for yourself. Are you making yourself a priority? And I'm feeling like you may not know how powerful of a person you are. That you don't feel like the swan, you feel like the duckling. Well, I don't know what is going on today, but there are even more sirens. I have never filmed such a reading full of chaos. Tiger's Eye, overcome your fears. So Tiger could be a spiritual animal for you right now, like sending you spiritual messages. And I'm hearing maybe you're using productivity as an excuse to not try something that you want to try. That you're like, oh, I'm too busy. I don't have time, because you might be afraid of going after something. And Spirit is here to remind you to say, what are you afraid of? You're the tiger. You're the leader. You're that king and queen of pentacles all wrapped into one. And on the flip side of that, maybe you're so busy that you're afraid if you take time off that things will turn into chaos, things will fall apart. They're saying to make yourself a priority in either case. And this says take action. This is a totally different deck and the second time that we have gotten take action. And the candle just went out and I'm hearing time is up. The thing that you're waiting on to maybe start taking this action. Like if you're waiting for something to happen or to have a sign to take action, this is your sign to take action. And on the bottom of the deck is hematite, ground yourself. And this draws me back to the hedgehog here. And I feel like Spirit is saying to ground this thing into your reality. You guys got me curious. I'm so interested to know what Spirit wants you to take action on. And I'm hearing in my head that this will lead to love. Should I take all three of these, Spirit? Healing waters, rebirth and reinvention. Make a move. There's so much water in these cards. I'm going to try to get it out of the glare. Make a move, which again to me is take action. This card, Healing Waters, reminds me of a baptism. And then this card, Rebirth and Reinvention, also reminds me of a baptism, like she's coming out of the water. And the dolphins in the background of this card remind me of joy. And the desert here makes me feel that something that was once barren has now been rebirthed, reinvented to be fertile. That some type of shift happened in your life. Whether you made the shift or Spirit made the shift for you, there's this feeling of some type of transformation happened to put you in this new energy. And this card here, there's like little fish in the card. And there's a video out there where it's some person sitting in the ocean and the fish are making a circle around them, almost as if like the person's energy is drawing in the fish and they're creating this vortex around them. And I'm getting this feeling from these cards that there has been some type of energetic shift, something inside of you that's changed, some kind of rebirth, transformation, baptism, whatever you want to call it. And it's made you more attractive in energy. It's made you that swan, the wise old owl. It's like you've discovered something about yourself. And tying back to the tiger's eye, overcome your fears, maybe you're afraid of this new wild version of yourself, because it's totally different. It's a totally different version of yourself that you may have never encountered before. When you've peeled back all the layers and gotten into that deepest part of yourself, that soul part, like Spirit said at the beginning, home is where the heart is, and you've connected to that deepest part of yourself, it might freak you out a little. That's what I feel. Like, it's just intense to live a life without the mask, without these protections, without the quills of the hedgehog. And maybe still, while this transition is happening, you're more comfortable in the other version of yourself. But that version isn't the true version. And I feel like Spirit is saying to take action towards living your life as your true self. And what does that look like for you? And in this card, there's another person here, and I feel like living your true self, in doing that, you will draw other people like you into your energy, just like the fish that surrounded that woman in that video. You will pull other people into your energy, people that are connected to you. And I feel that that is the tiger, the king of crystals energy, the leadership of you drawing people towards you. And that's part of the journey to self-love, is allowing other people to see you as your true self, because you've accepted yourself. You love yourself. And if you're not there yet, this is Spirit's love message to you, that they want you to see these things in yourself. The rebel, exactly. That wild, uninhibited self. It says Wild Rose, the rebel. And this Wild Rose card, this to me is Spirit saying, what would your life look like as this wild version of yourself? The raw version, the one that's unmasked, the one that's been cleansed in the waters, that's been baptized back to that soul self that you entered here. What actions would that person take? What are the things that your soul is calling for you to do? What are the things that brings your soul joy? And I feel like Spirit is saying, when we talk about taking care of ourselves and showing ourselves love, how can we show ourselves love and truly appreciate our own souls, our own individuality, if we're suppressing it, if we're not taking action on the things that bring us joy? Discover. And I feel this card is Spirit saying to discover things about yourself, to take the time to learn about yourself and be with yourself and rest. Slow down. You don't have to solve everything today. It's funny, they're like, take action, but also rest. Don't you love when they do that? And I think that ties back to that chaos energy of earlier, of if we do take the time to rest, that things will fall apart around us, because we hold all the responsibility, or you feel that you hold all the responsibility, that you're the one holding everything together, and if you stop and you take a break, that it's all going to fall apart. And this is Spirit's message to you, that that's not going to happen. Delegate if you have to, but they are not going to allow things to fall apart. They want you to rest. They want you to have enough time to yourself to discover that wild rose within you. Because this is, I'm hearing, this is an awakening for you. This is a big change that's about to happen. And I'm going to go ahead and pull one more card from the Starlight Oracle deck. Breathe. Inhale stardust, exhale magic. Breathe, rest, discover. Take the time to go within, connect to yourself, to show yourself care and love. Your guides really want you to take time out for yourself. Well, I'm going to end the reading right here. I hope you're having a great day and that this message brought you some kind of clarity or guidance to your day. And until we meet in the next reading, I'm wishing you a wonderful and blessed day. Bye.